It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, but for us it's Yule. Hi everyone, it's Lennon, and I wanted to participate in a hashtag this season set forth by our lovely Summer over at AstariaSen, and I will leave all of her her channel link and the video of the I challenge you video below for you to check out in the resource section. But basically she came on and challenged us witches, pagans, whatever you want to call yourself, label yourself, but if you celebrate Yule, which is the winter solstice here in the northern hemisphere, she wanted some crafts. She wanted us to DIY something cute, something to get us all inspired, because 2020's been shit. I put my Yule tree up like the day after American Thanksgiving. I was like, okay, I need some holiday spirit. I need some cheer. I need to put my Christmas tree up, and I need to just be able to sit and stare at it. And I really do think that this challenge will bring forth some good vibes this year, because we all need it. And if we're stuck at home anyway, why not get the crafty stuff out and do some stuff? So I was so excited when the video came about, it was just a couple of weeks ago that she put it forth. And so I had so many ideas. I was like, how the hell am I going to rein in all my ideas? Because I wanted to do, I do art journaling. I was like, I could art journal. I could do something with garland, because I love to make my own garland. I could do gift paper. I like to use like homemade potato stamps and take that big, that Amazon craft paper, brown paper that they send you with all the stuff, and stamp all of that and turn it into gift wrap. I mean, I had so many ideas, and I'm putting them forth right now in a list form so that if you want to try those out, you can. But what I had settled on is I have two kitties, not kittens, kids, children. And this time of year, we like to craft together, get at the kitchen table and do some things. So not that I'm showing them on video, but what they like to do the best or what they like to do the most is me to make some homemade clay. Over the years, I've made tons and tons of batches of Play-Doh, of salt dough, of air dry, baking soda clay, and so I wanted to kind of do something along those lines, sculpt a little something. So what I had decided to do was make some baking soda clay, which is like a white, soft clay that you leave out for a few days and it air dries. And because it's white, you're able to do lots of things with it. And it's kind of a stiff clay. It's not too soft like Play-Doh, so you can really mold it, and it's firm enough to keep its shape. So anyway, I took some video of me sculpting something for this challenge, and I will play that clip now. Okay, let's get started. I love doing this. I guess you could call it baking soda clay crafting. I like using white clay because when it dries, it's not as crackly as regular Play-Doh, even though I love making Play-Doh for the kitties. This clay is completely air dry, and so I can leave it out and it won't be as cracky as any of the other dough recipes. And also it's white, which means once it dries, I can paint it. I can do whatever I want. I can Mod Podge it with some glitter, anything. There's just so many possibilities. So anyway, let's get back to the video. What I'm doing here is I'm just basically mixing up a recipe of baking soda, cornstarch, and water. Yep, that's it. Okay? Literally 3 ingredients. And you kind of cook it on the stove, like medium to medium high heat. And you have to kind of stir it constantly because it can burn the bottom of the pan. So I'm being cheeky here.
Looks like sacred mashed potatoes. Don't eat this though.
form the dough, and once it gets dough-like, you form it into a ball once it's kind of cooled down, and wrap it in a damp cloth. Now what that's going to do is it's just going to kind of hold it until you're ready to use it, and it won't really like severely dry out all the edges. It looks like my kids got into a little bit of this because I can't keep them out of clay when I make it. And we do like to make crafts and things with this type of clay all times, like all year. But this time of year, they really like to make ornaments, and I think one of mine has made beads out of this before. I mean, we're just a crafty family, so right now you kind of have to make what I'm making thick, a little thick. I'm probably making it like, I don't know, a quarter of an inch thick here, and I'm measuring out a circle because of the shape I'm going to make it in eventually. You can kind of clean up the edges. It's still really smooth and it's still warm to the touch, kind of. It just makes it a little bit more pliable for me, and plus it kind of feels like taking the towels out of the dryer, that feeling. I love handling dough when it's really warm. That's why I love to make bread. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to kind of map out where I want the sun rays to go. And if you didn't already know, this is what we're making. We're making a clay sun, because this, to me, Yule to me is a sun festival. I mean, we're honoring the sun. The sun is coming back. Darkness is highest at Yule, and it reaches its peak. Darkness reaches its peak. Now, as an emo witch, okay, excuse me again, I do like to honor the dark this time of year. I do like this time of year, like actually. I like the dark. I like the long nights. But anyways, I know I'm probably rare in that. But I do like to honor the darkness. But as Yule itself is a sun festival, we're honoring the sun coming back to the earth here in the Northern Hemisphere. I thought it would be really cool to make a sun. Well, you could make this into whatever you wanted. You could make this into just a plain altar tool. Once it's dry, you could just place it on the altar this time of year. Or you could do, you could make some kind of offering bowl, like if you're really into sculpting. I know that I love to make kind of like pottery type, just bare knowledge of making bowls with clay. You can make an offering bowl. I mean, once it's dry, you really could do anything with it. I wanted to keep this flat because I plan on setting it into a couple places this time of year. Probably set it on my altar a couple of times and then move it. I'll probably move it around to where like is going to be beneficial for what I'm making. Also, I want to note that I'm sorry this is going up on December 2nd, but the energy of the November 30th full moon is still heightened right now. So if you're going to get in the kitchen and start making some clay, you can still hold that full moon energy as a charge for this. After I made this, I left it out in the light of the full moon to really charge up the moon with the sun, because as we all know, the moon is reflecting the sun's light. So I'm imbuing that with darkness and light. So I really felt that energy, and I really felt called to put it out there. Right now, I had some clay left over from what I had pulled off, so I'm just making a cheeky sun face because I thought that was really cool. But anyway, so just know that the energy is still heightened from the full moon. You could put this under the dark moon as a darkness type of a thing, or the dark moon is like a couple of days before the new moon in December. So that's probably a few days before. I think it ends up being a few days before the solstice, which would be just as well. You can do whatever you want to with it. And what I did was, when I did this, the time that I did this would have probably been, I'm trying to think now. It was a few days before the full moon. So as it was drying for those couple of days, I left it like in a window, not in direct sunlight, because that can discolor the clay, but I left it in the window, and then the full moon energy from the window would charge it or whatever. What I'm making right here is an incense holder. as this is going to be an altar tool for me, as you can see in the video, I am putting some cinnamon on it. Not a lot. Not a lot. Just enough to, you know, give off that speckled look on the very top. But what I've decided to do with this incense holder is put little holes where the eyes would have been, because as you know, I didn't put any eyes in here. I wanted the holes there. Now, I don't usually have more than 2 incense sticks going at the same time, but it wouldn't have looked good with just one hole. So anyway, that's pretty much the craft in a nutshell. Okay, so that was the craft in a nutshell. And if the finished product can be as elaborate or as simple as you want. I happen to love the rustic look of the terracotta color. So all I did was paint mine with like it's basically like burnt sienna, if you want an actual color name. But something that look kind of terracotta-ish, something that makes it look kind of ancient and old. And it really worked out. I'm looking at it right now. It really worked out. And I just love it. I mean, who's to say it'll last for like many years, like in and out of boxes, you know, you get out, you know, you can wrap it up in bubble wrap and things, but you just never know if something like this will actually stay together, or if you'll just have to, it's gonna be one of those things you have to super glue every year. But I really do love it. And as a son, I could potentially use this for Yule and Litha, which could be kind of interesting. Just kind of leave out 2 festivals, or it could just be something that I have out all year round. Maybe not on an active working altar, but it could just be an incense holder that I put places, you know? So it's functional, and I like that about it, and it's so simple. And if you take a close look at this video clip of the finished product of me putting some incense in it, and some frankincense incense and lighting it, I have a small table by the Christmas tree that holds, I don't know, bits and bobs and Santa cookies. You'll notice that I made some more altar tools with this baking soda clay of my interpretations of the goddess, because I work with the goddess, and they just turned out so lovely, and I'm so proud of my little clay figurines and my incense holders. So this was so fun, and I'm so happy that Summer has done this. I can't wait to see everyone else's videos. Hopefully lots of people subscribe. Hopefully lots of people participate so that we can really get inspired and just binge all the videos and get crafty this season. So I'll be stalking this tag and finding some new ideas for me to get inspired this Yule season. So thanks again, Summer. Go check out her channel and her video and the community playlist that she'll be making for this. It will show up on everyone who participates playlist channel. So the playlist will be available on whoever channels you see this through. And I'm so excited. I'm wishing everyone a blessed Yule this year. Much love.